gotta do something. We gotta find out who we are. We gotta find out what direction we must take, 'cause the photographs don't make us who we are. Oh. Alright, so yesterday I got back the first rough cut of Lit Up Life episode 1. Patrick, the guy I'm working with on the editing and video side, sent it back to me, and I was super impressed with the product that he gave. I kind of just shot video on my iPhone. It was no professional video. I used a little microphone extender, but that was about it. I just shot when I could, where I could. I didn't give him that much footage, and it actually came out really cool, and I was really excited. But I was showing Courtney, my wife, and she was kind of like watching it. She's like, yeah, it's cool. But you could tell she was a little uneasy about it, like, what is this gonna mean? Are you gonna be like shooting a reality show now? What's going on? And I was like, yeah, that's a good question. I guess it's kind of like a reality show, but I think it has some differences. So it got me thinking, I'm like, the most important thing to me is my wife and my kid. So I wanted to do things and be impactful for people and all this stuff, but I gotta have some ground rules here. Number one, it can't hurt my relationship with Courtney or Miles. And in fact, it should probably enhance it, hopefully, but it definitely can't hurt it. Two is it can't make me less present. So being present is very important to me. All joy is in the present moment, and I've been on a journey the last 2-3 years of just being more present, being more aware of the space between the thoughts, the mind, and who we really are, which is the soul. So after work hours, being with my family and not making it like a disruptive thing in my household. And then also, it has to be fun and impactful. If it's not fun at any point, I'll stop doing it. If it's not impactful, I don't want to just shoot some show that's entertaining or, whatever. I want to shoot a show that's entertaining, but also impactful and brings ideas to the table that people didn't think about before, and that can help them and help motivate people to put what lights them up at the forefront of their life. That's the whole point of this vlog. So if I can do that, then I'm successful. So those are some initial ground rules that came to mind, and we'll see what happens from here, but that's what's up. And so we go the direction our mind takes. One day you make it so. So what lights you up? There's usually either two problems with this question. One is either I have too many things that light me up, and I don't know, I'm pulled in all different directions, and I feel like I'm digging shallow wells, and I'm scattered, or there's not enough things that light me up, and I don't know what to go after. I don't have a passion. There's a lot of things that light me up, and so what do you pick? There's a few different things that I did that you can use to help figure out, what lights you up and what you should be going after. One idea I like to think about is just when you talk about it, does your face light up? It's really interesting when I meet people and they'll be talking about like their business or something, and they're like, but what I really want to do is write a children's book or something, and I'm like, there it is, the old light up factor when their face just brightens up, right? The other way is, I really like this question. It's like, if you had $100 million deposited into your bank account right now, what would you do? For me, it was music. It was like, if money was no option, I would just be writing with people all the time and recording with people all the time and putting out music and sharing content. We're all given unique gifts and talents, and there's things that we do that are so natural to us. Whoa, Barebo. So there's something called unique ability that is a strategic coach concept Dan Sullivan came up with, and it talks about there's something that each of us is uniquely great at, and it's like usually a combination of things that is so ingrained in us and so easy for us that we actually don't even realize that it's a superpower. It's good to ask people in your circle, like, hey, what do you see about me that I do really well? Because other people can usually identify it when you don't, because you just have always done it, so you just think it's like not that cool. And another big game changer revelation I had in my life was I was going through some strife a few years ago. I was feeling kind of down about certain things. I was feeling uneasy about certain things, and I just had this like angst. I can't put it any better way, I guess. I just carried it with me wherever I was going. And so it finally dawned on me one day that the reason I was feeling uneasy was that I was a poor decision maker. I had failed to make some key decisions in my life that were causing this unease, because when I looked at it objectively, I was like, wow, I'm feeling this way kind of because of this reason and this reason and this reason. And the way to solve these reasons are really just to make a decision and move forward. And sometimes we get analysis paralysis and it takes us too long to decide, and we actually make a decision through indecision. If you're trying to figure out what's to lighten you up and what to go after, if you've been thinking about it too much or you're not sure where to go and it's been months and months and months, then your problem is probably decision making. And the best way that I can recommend to move forward is to fail forward. That means just make decisions. That's what I've based my life off of. My natural instinct is to make decisions quickly, usually. And so I'll make like 10 decisions, 8 of them will be bad, but 2 of them will be great. But in the same time, it took someone 5 times as long to make one decision. There was a famous quote that said, if you want to triple your rate of success, triple your rate of failure, or something to that effect. Failure is so important, so failing forward is another key way to find what lights you up and just try different things. It really comes down to finding out what's essential in your life. You can't serve every master. You can't have your hat in everything. Some things may sound really appealing, but you may want to put them on the back burner. You might say, hey, I'm going to do these things, but I'm going to throw these in my bucket list and do them later. Everything doesn't need to be done at once. I got really clear on what was essential for me, like my spirituality, growing spiritually, my family, music, being creative, making money, like being in business. I like building businesses. Mostly I like building people and helping people become better people. That's what really fascinates and motivates me, is being a leader and helping people reach their fullest potential. So some things to think about, but hoping you find what lights you up. And even if it's different today than what it is 5 years from now, putting a little bit of time, even 1% more, 1% better every day, 1% more, putting what lights you up in the forefront of your life today adds up over time. So I said I was going to focus more on family this week, and I made good on that, at least so far. Hit up the beach this morning and the park, went surfing, hung out with Miles, dunked him in the water. The boy loves water, man. I gotta say I'm pleased about that. So heading to the office now and see how I can help. And man, just good to be alive today. Saw the other side of you, I broke off more than I could chew. I found out you're a trap door, baby. Falling in love, in love, in love. Doesn't really matter to me. I was fine, maybe high as could be. Last girl is who you were after. So I'm super excited right now because I read a book by Derek Sivers called 40 Lessons for the New Kind of Entrepreneur, I think is what it's called. It's an audiobook. It takes like an hour and a half to listen to. So many cool insights about business and life. He started CD Baby back in like 1998, ended up selling it for like 22 million bucks, and just has such a cool take on life. First, he has been such a huge influential person to musicians because he helped independent artists get their music out to like places like Apple and Napster at the time, and even today Spotify, things like that. So I was listening to his book, and I was just like, yes, love this guy. And then at the end or somewhere, he's like, yeah, and feel free to email me. I love meeting people. So I emailed him and I said, actually, I sent him a video. And I just said, hey, I'm excited to read your book, and I just wanted to say thank you. And by the way, if you ever want to write with someone, I'm looking for songwriters to write with, because he's a musician. He went to Berklee School of Music. Just let me know. And so I reached out to him, and that was 3 days ago. And then sure enough, 2 days ago, he says, hey, Steve, thanks for reaching out and taking the time to record that introduction. Nice to get to know you a bit. Enjoyed checking out your website and learning more about you there. He's talking about my business website there, because I didn't give him the stevewelty.com site, because I didn't want him to think like, oh, I was just after something. He's like, love that you're a songwriter too. Got any music I can check out? So, of course, I was like, I replied. I sent him some stuff. I told him what I'm up to. I gotta look at the camera, not the microphone. Told him what I was up to, and I'm super excited that someone like that would get back to just a random email. So you never know who will get back to you. So always shoot for the moon.